when I tell people they need advice to be an entrepreneur, I'm like, take the fucking craziest idea you got, you know, and then go find where those other crazy people are online and go put it in front of them. You know, that's what I did. You know, record consoles weren't cool when I started. Like, it was only like nerds had them.
Mm-hmm.
Like audio geeks would have them in their garages, and old people had them in their garages.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would get them for free, and then flip them for like thousands of dollars eventually. So,
but you do cool shit with them. I've seen pictures of them. They look great, and I'm assuming they sound great. I haven't heard one.
Yeah, and then, you know, I just, you know, does this speaker sound good? Does this turntable sound good? Does this amplifier sound good? You know, I just kept experimenting until I got a good package put together, and then, you know, I'd invest a little bit more money on some nicer electronics and see if I could get a buyer for it and up me in my prices. And then after that, KXAN, I was like, fuck yeah, it's happening, man. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to DM Jesse James. And I DM'd him like, hey, I sent him a picture of me when I was a kid on this chopper bicycle I built. And I was like, hey, you know, hey, you inspired me as a kid. And, by the way, I found my niche in this weird niche in German record players. Just, you know, appreciate the inspiration. And, at first, he was just like, cool. I was like, holy fuck, he said cool back.
I wouldn't even have expected him to reply.
I was like, holy shit, he said cool. I was like, look at everyone. He talked to me.
He talked to me.
And then I was like driving down the road a week later, and I get a message from him. Hey, man, I want one.
Shit.
I like pull over. I'm like, holy shit. He wants one.
That's crazy.
And then, and then eventually, I delivered it. He talked to me, and he was super cool. You know, I was afraid, you know, that never meet your idols, or, you know, you don't want to meet your idols or anything. And, but no, he's super cool. And he's like, oh, you should build your own brand. You should do this.
So wait, when you responded to his message, you set up a meeting in person?
No, I was like, what do you want, man? I'll get you the best one. And he's like, I want Telefunken. So I found a really nice Telefunken. I fixed it up, you know, I restored it, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta get Jesse like the best one of all time.
Were you worried that did he pay in advance before you restored it, or
No.
did you pay out of pocket for that?
No, I gave him the option. I was like, hey man, what do you want to do? He's like, how much are they? I was like, well, you can pay me cash $6,000 for one, or you can trade me a pistol for one, or you can trade me Instagram plugs for it. And he's like, okay, I'll give you some Instagram hype. And I was like, great. And that was the greatest decision I ever made, you know?
Yeah.
That picture with me and him next to that record player,
I've seen it on
is
your website,
paying back thousands and thousands and thousands of street cred, you know? You know, my business is probably built on that picture, honestly. So,
well, you started it up and you were selling them, and then you, I don't know, made this long shot of messaging him, and
yeah,
it worked out, you know. So
put yourself out there, man. Yeah.
So you decided to do that, and then when you met him in person, obviously, because there's a picture, and that's when he was telling you need to build a brand and you need to.
When I delivered it to him, we just were talking, and he's like, "Dude, you got to build your own brand. You know, I got a Rolodex that goes around the world. Here's my woodworker. You know, go get a custom one built with my woodworker." And then I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever you say, man." Yeah. This is like, you know, like I said, he's like Michael Jordan in my mind. So him talking to me, and I'm like having flashbacks from my kid, like dreaming about this happening, and I was just like starstruck and trying not to say anything stupid, and you know, it's like the greatest day of my life. And then, so then I did exactly what he said. Got his woodworker, you know, fronted a ton of money, you know, being an entrepreneur. And he's like a millionaire. I just gave him like a $10,000 record player.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, but that's how you earn your stripes, man. If you want to get involved with the next level people, you gotta give them any value you can. If you want to get anything, you gotta give to people up the ladder, and that's the
Mhm.
only way you earn your stripes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And and I even called like Macintosh Laboratories, and I was like, "Hey, I got this thing going on with Jesse James. Hook me up with a badass ass amp you got." And they're like, "Okay." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Jesse just opened that door up to Macintosh with me, and they sent me a $3,000 amp to put on it, and then I got in with the best audio company in the world. It was hooking me up with free shit already, and I was like, "Damn, that's how you do it."
That's awesome.
And then yeah, so then I took what money I had, I invested in this long shot to build this really high-end custom one, not knowing if anything would come along, and boom, I pitched it to a customer, a high-end, another customer I had with a lot of money. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm interested in that." And boom, then I sold a $27,000 record player, and I was like, "Holy shit!" you know,
Yeah.
beyond. And if Jesse went to open that barrier in my mind, you know, then I probably would have stagnated for a lot longer. You know?
Mhm.
So it's just, another lesson in your self-limiting beliefs, and like someone more successful than you or that you respect can just poop open that up for you. Anybody else, if my nephew would have told me, "Hey, you just sell one for more money," I'd been like, "Yeah, whatever, kid." Would have taken, but someone higher than you, and you're like, "Oh," you'll take it. It'll open your mind up.
I know
So,
what you're saying. It is. We all have a lot of self-limiting beliefs.
yeah,
That's one big part of the problem. But
yeah, and it's a hard thing to realize, or only in retrospect do you kind of see it.